What's up? Okay, it's time for the fun hour again. All right, people, join in for a good laugh. All right, I got something better. Okay, I got absolutely nothing, but I got one thing, and that is some one-liner jokes. Okay, one-liner jokes are still on. I still use them. All right, especially when it comes to the wife. Oh my goodness, like my wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo. Can you believe the audacity of her? So you know what I did? I had to put my foot down. Mm-hmm. I did. I put my foot down, man. All right. And she always telling me like that I don't know anything. I mean, come on. Okay. In school, I understand. I failed maths so many times at school. I can't even count. Okay. I mean, fine. I do get that. Right? I mean, there was a time where I used to have a handle on life, but then it broke. The handle broke, man. Especially there was a time, I just went to a park one day, all right, just to get away from everything, especially from reality. Okay, I took a frisbee, all right, and I just sent it away, all right, and then suddenly I realized the frisbee is getting bigger and bigger, but then it hit me right in the head. Oh man, I heard there were a bunch of right next to that park I was in. I heard there were a bunch of break-ins over the car park. That is wrong on so many levels, isn't it? Exactly. hmm You know, so many wrong things happening in the world right now. All right, and all I want to do is just live my full life. All right, I just want to live my full life, and I want to die peacefully in my sleep, just like my grandfather. All right, but not screaming like his passengers in his car were. Okay, I mean, they just had to make a racket on their last few seconds. Woo! There was something else. When life gives you, my mom gave me some melons also. Okay, and I just remember the quote I just said: "When life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic." Hmm. Now, see, don't you hate it when someone answers their own questions? I do. Okay, I hate it when someone answers their own questions. I really do. I mean, of course, I hate people who do that. Okay, because it takes a lot of balls to golf the way I do. All right, sometimes one, sometimes two, not enough. Mhm. Especially for my friend, okay, who is always trying to just be like this celebrity that he knows. Oh wow, okay. I told him to be himself, okay, but that was pretty mean, I guess. But eventually, my best friend and I, we started up our own business, all right. And I know they say that money talks, all right, but so far, the money that we get is saying goodbye. I'm crying, people. I'm not. That wasn't laughing. All right. You know, there was a time. Especially at that time, it was a terrible time. You're just going through a lot. Whew. The problem with especially my father. Okay, my father. All right, has right. My father has schizophrenia, but he's good people. All right, I'm telling you, my father has schizophrenia, but I admit he's good people. The problem with kleptomaniacs is, okay, now especially like my mother, okay, who's a kleptomaniac, okay, is that they always take things literally. I mean, come on, what is wrong with them? You know, I used to work at a calendar shop last year, and I mean, being with so many problems from home, and also, I went on this, I was working at this calendar factory, and they fired me. Can you believe it? They fired me at a calendar factory. the easiest job to do, all because I took a day off. Really? Come. Most people are shocked when they find out how bad I am as an electrician. That's the last thing they feel, though. I mean, it's simple. Like, now, you must never trust atoms. They make up everything. I heard they spoke about me a few days ago regarding something. I'm telling you, it's all made up. I'm not a person like that, okay? I'm a really good person. All right? Last week, it wasn't last week. What am I saying? It was April Fool's Day. All right? My wife just found out I replaced our bed with a trampoline. She hit the roof. I was addicted to the hokey pokey. But then I turned myself around. It was fun times. Hokey pokey, and I didn't turn around. All right. And I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure anymore. I mean, I really don't know what I'm talking about sometimes, but then, but it's all because I'm indecisive, okay? Just saying that. All right, people. Sometimes I need to... Oh, I'm getting a call. Hello? Yes, you can talk. Yes, hello. Oh, Mother Nature. I am coming, Mother Nature. Give me a second. I'll be there soon.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you've got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account. And then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million. and they're different. Right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country. To be fair, different countries have different tax laws, so with different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies and then you step up into different things.
Hello, people. Welcome back to the show, and we are talking about a lot of one-liner jokes today. I think you should stick around for a bit more because I'm going to talk about some really, really nasty ones later. You know, Russian dolls are so full of themselves. The easiest time to add insult to injury is when you're singing someone's cast. I did that a few weeks ago. Yeah. you know and then I realized, someone just, some people were very happy with that, right? And then I understood that light travels faster than sound, because which is the reason that some people appear bright before you hear them speak. hmm you know because of that, I was thinking about life, and I started going to a therapist. All right. My therapist says I have a preoccupation for revenge. We'll see about that. A termite walks into a bar. All right. I mean, you don't see that every day. Okay. A termite walked into a bar and asked, "Is the bartender here?" ah, I just went home that day. I was shocked in what I saw. Why would a termite ask about if the bartender here, right? And then I went home. I gave a call to my girlfriend, and uh, I told my girlfriend she drew her eyebrows too high. She seemed surprised. hmm People, she's a person who uses selfie sticks, right? People, and I found out the people who use selfie sticks really need to have a good long look at themselves. hmm You know, she also has this tank, okay, at home, and she has two fish in a tank. One says, "How do you drive this thing?" "I don't know, man." Whoop, whoop. I always take life with a grain of salt. All right. A good salt is good. You must have heard the salt princess. You must have heard about that, right? And a slice of lemon, and a shot of, yeah. What did I just say? I just burned 2,000 calories yesterday. Man, that's the last time I leave brownies in the oven while I nap. Yeah. Oh, you know, uh, I've the next day, because I bought the brownies, right? I also had to borrow some money from a pessimist. They'll never expect it back. Very good, huh? Okay. Because see, end of the day, you build a man a fire and he'll warm for a day. Set a man on fire and he'll be warm for the rest of his life. Or what's left of it. While he burns. I don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy every minute of it. But the last thing I want to do is hurt you, okay? But it's still on the list. Just saying. You know, the problem isn't that obesity runs in my family, it's that no one runs in my family. Uh, Today a man knocked on my door and he asked for a small donation towards the local swimming pool. I gave him a glass of water. Man, I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's sometimes it's impossible to put down. Whew, it's imaginable. And because of that, I was wondering, I thought I lost my head, right? So I went to the doctor, and I heard the nurse say, "Doctor, there's a patient on line one that says he's invisible." And the doctor said, "Well, tell him I can't see him right now." I just felt better. I went back home. And, on the way, atheism is a non-profit organization. Hmm. Well, I'll be right now. A recent study has found, okay, that women who carry a little extra weight live longer than men who mention it. Oh, wow. Well, I guess I get to live a little bit longer. Don't worry about it. Now, the future. Okay, I went into the bar again that night, and I was like, I just feeling very stressed out about things. All right, and I just, suddenly I thought I was alone in the bar, but then suddenly someone walked in. Actually, some three walked in, and they said, "The future, the present, and the past." They walk into the bar, and just thought you think that things couldn't get too much tense. Things got a little more tense. Mm, they were criticizing this person, but then I remember this motivation where before you criticize someone, walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you do criticize them, you're a mile away and you have their shoes. You are not shoeless, my dear friend, but that person is. Okay, so last night, uh remember that. So I went to the bar and I told them about the scene and what happened. And I was talking to last night, girlfriend was complaining that I never listened to her or something like that. Hmm. Now maybe if you start telling people their brain is an app, they'll want to use it more. People like to use apps. Hey, your brain is an app. All right, so I got a new pair of gloves today, okay, because I thought it'll be good for the pandemic that's happening and stuff. And but they're both lefts, which on the one left is great, but on the other is just not right. Oh man, you know, I didn't think that I had some orthopedic shoes would help, but I stand corrected. I have to say, I was riding a donkey the other day when someone threw a rock at me and I fell off. I guess I was toned off my donkey. Hmm. Now, people who take care of chickens are literally chicken tenders. Okay, just saying. All right. It was an emotional wedding. All right. Even the cake was in tears. I just got kicked out of a secret cooking society. I told you, right? I give you a lot of recipes which I tried because I just wanted to try whatever. I just experimented, right? And but I got kicked out of this one because I spilled the beans. Yeah. What's a frog's favorite type of shoes? Open-toed saddles. Blunt pencils are really pointless. Please use a sharpener. Very good. 6:30 is the best time on a clock, hands down. 6:30 is the best time on the clock, hands down. Two Wi-Fi engineers got married. The reception was fantastic. Mm-hmm. I told you about the time where I got fired from a calendar shop, right? So right after that, I went on to something like, well, basically, I went to a job as a set designer. All right, I left without making a scene. Yeah, I did. We'll be back soon, my wonderful people. Until then, enjoy yourselves.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense.
They can't accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you, how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset, And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young. Well, still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, he'd say to me, you had one to forget. That's it.
That sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son. Or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much. A lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
Spice of our station. Relax. Radio.
Welcome back, people. Welcome back. Okay. So I was going to continue my story of how it's been a weird kind of month for me. Okay. Like I said earlier. Okay. I just got kicked out of a secret cooking society. Okay. I just got kicked out of a secret cooking society because kind of spilled the beans and they took it personally. I mean, come on, man. Can't you take a joke? All right. And especially when it comes to the time, all right, when it comes to a point where it's always going to be, who doesn't understand that, because see, it's like a frog, okay? And it's just like basically a frog, all right? And, you what's a frog favorite type of shoes? And what are those kind of questions, all right? I would say open-toed sandals. Blunt pencils are really pointless, all right? I just told you that earlier too, but, I just have to say it out there. The blunt pencils are totally pointless, all right? And, what? I just realized what's the difference between ignorance and apathy, all right? I don't know, and I don't care. Yeah, man. One of the cows didn't produce milk today. It was an utter failure. Mm-hmm. People. It's all about having a proper time, right? It's all about having fun. End of the day, a joke is a joke. I mean, you understand what a joke is. And this month, I was telling you that I was going through something really depressing. I was going through a lot, I tell you. I was thinking Adam and Eve were the ones to ignore the Apple terms and conditions. We have to agree. There is no disagree button. But Adam and Eve were the first ones to ignore the Apple terms and conditions. Oh, man. And to this day, we come to problems like refusing to go to the gym is a form of resistance training. That is what has come to. That is what we have come to, unfortunately. Oh, man. Right. Now, if you're ever attacked by a mob of clowns, go for the juggler. All right? Go for the juggler. The man who invented Velcro has died. RIP. Despite the high cost of living, it remains popular. Hey, as long as it's popular, I guess it's okay. I mean, I've told you so many times, I've been keeping going to the bar because I've been having a depressing month, okay? I just needed some vitamins, as they say, and I've seen the most craziest things, man. I've seen the most craziest things, okay? A dung beetle walked into the bar, all right? And he just asked me, is this stool taken? I can tell when people are being judgmental just by looking at them. Hmm. I love the rotation of the earth. It really makes my day. Yeah. Well, to be frank with you, I'd have to change my name. Yeah. Oh well. My friend was explaining electricity to me, but I was like, what? What you said? What if there were no hypothetical questions? It's been a tough month, I gotta say. All right, it's been a really really tough month. All right, I just gotta say it's been a really tough month. I've been going through a lot. Okay, and these are the questions that I could think of. Are people born with photographic memories, or does it take time to develop? I mean, it's been going in my head the whole entire time. So many questions, but so many answers. I couldn't find the right one. The world champion tongue twister got arrested. Yeah, I hear they're going to give him a tough sentence. Mm. Pollen is what happens when flowers can't keep it in their plants. Yeah, I learned a lot. It was a depressing month, but I learned a lot too. You know, uh, as I was sleeping, I just remembered that I need a bookshelf somewhere, and I had to put it over my bed. And a book fell on my head the other day. Okay, and I only have myself to blame, though. I mean, come on, man! I put a shelf there for a reason, right? I mean, I was also understanding about jokes, right? How some jokes can be, very funny, but communist jokes aren't funny unless everyone gets them. Just saying. All right. Geology rocks, but geography, where it's at? Where? I don't get it. I buy all my guns from a guy called T-Rex. He's a small arms dealer. Yeah. Good old man, T-Rex. My friend's bakery burned down last night. Oh man. Now his business is toast. A lot of things happened this month, man. You gotta say, we heading to the bar quite a few times, and it's just been depressing on and on. But interesting people have been walking in. Like four fonts walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't want your type in here." I mean, that was so rude of him. I mean, come on, man, don't do that. All right, come on, don't do that. They're just fonts, okay? If you don't pay your exist, do you get repossessed? It's always been a question, all right? I know they get paid. What if they don't? What do they do? When the cannibal showed up late to the buffet, they gave him the cold shoulder. Oh, sad. I went around the country, went around my neighborhood, and I met a Mexican magician. Telling the audience he will disappear on the count of three. He says, "Uno, dos," and poof, he disappeared without a trace. Amazing talent, I gotta say, amazing talent. A ghost walked into a bar too that night, all right? And, he ordered a shot of vodka. Oh, man. The bartender said, "Sorry, we don't serve spirits here." Oh, I felt sorry for him, man. And, I actually offered him one, and I told him, "Hey, have a drink with me. Okay, sit down. Okay, tell me. So what happened?" And he was just telling me, "Tell me something." He told me. And I asked him, it was a fun night, and I asked him, "Okay, so tell me jokes from your time." Like, the man who invented knock knock jokes should get a Nobel Prize. And I was like, yeah. I mean, even today in the morning, okay, I bought the world's worst thesaurus. Not only is it terrible, it's also terrible. And like I was still continuing to stay at the bar that night, okay, and I also noticed that how a blind man walks into a bar, and a table, and a chair, and a waiter, and a window. See, weird things has been happening all over today. For this entire month, I don't know what to think. You know, a Freudian slip is when you mean no one, when you mean one thing and mean Sorry. You know, I went to a seafood disco last week. I'm a fan because I ended up putting a muscle. You know, the first time I got a universal remote control, I thought to myself, this changes everything. Oh man, you know, how do you make holy water? Come on, I gotta say, okay, I realized this last week, and I'm gonna tell you, how can you make holy water? Come on, you boil the hell out of it. You know, I saw a sign the other day. All right, by discovering my spiritual self, I also found out that I saw a sign the other day that said, "Watch for children." And I thought, that sounds like a fair trade. You know, whiteboards are remarkable. Whiteboards are remarkable, I tell you. And I went to the park the other night also, the other evening, and I threw a boomerang. And I just remember that I threw a boomerang a couple of years ago. I now live in constant fear. You know, I put my grandma on speed dial, and I was thinking, you know what? Yeah, I need to put my grandma on speed dial just to give her a call once in a while. Just remind me to give her a call once in a while. So I put my grandma on speed dial the other day, and I called it Instagram. Instagram, you know, I have a few jokes about, unemployed people. All right, but none of them work though. Yeah. I have a split personality. Sometimes, yes, I do. Actually, I do. You know, said Tom, being frank. Yeah. My teachers told me I never amount to much because I procrastinate so much. I have to say, okay, I told them, just you wait. Just you wait. You know, I don't know, sometimes I wonder, since everything is going on from one thing to another, upgrading, will glass coffins be a success? Remains to be seen. Did you hear about the guy whose whole left side got amputated? He's all right now. Yeah. You know, the man who survived both mustard gas and pepper spray is a seasoned veteran now. Have you heard about the new restaurant called Karma? There's no menu. There's no menu at all. It's the only restaurant that doesn't give you a menu because it gives you what you deserve. Going in for a short break, people. I'll tell you more about my month in just a few minutes. Keep it locked, keep it tuned in. This is Kyle on The Vibe. Welcome back to the show. This is the vibe, and you're with me, Kyle, all the way till well, just a few more minutes now. All right, keep it locked. I'm just gonna stay a bit more because I really need to share this with you. Okay, before if I can make your night a very funny one, I would love to do it. Okay, but here's some bad jokes though. You know why? Do you know why don't oysters donate to charity? Because they're selfish, man. I mean, come on. Okay, what does a baby computer call his father? Data. Data. What did the custodian say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies. Uh-huh. Why are why are coals bad criminals? Because they are so easy to catch. It's so common. How does a penguin build its house? It glues it together. You know which knight invented King Arthur's round table? Circumference. Now, why do sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. Why do you call a fly without a mask? A walk. What happens when you witness a shipwreck? You let it sink in. You let it sink in. You know, how can you find Will Smith in the snow? Follow the Fresh Prince. Oh man. Why do you never see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're so good at it. Duh. You know, what's the number one cause of divorce? I dare you to say it. Marriage. Exactly. Why did the coffee call the police? It got mugged. Police on the way. Why did Cyclops close his school? He only had one pupil. Oh man. Poor Cyclops. Where do skunks pray? In pews. Okay. If you're an American, when you come out of the bathroom, what are you when you're in the bathroom? European? Why do birds fly south for the winter? Because it's too far to walk. Skywalker got him for Christmas. He felt his presence. What was the mummy's favorite type of music? Rap. You know, I'm not familiar with 25 letters of the alphabet. I never met why. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. What are groups of fish? Why are groups of fish so smart? Because they travel in schools. Duh. How much does the heaviest skeleton weigh? A skeleton. What did the drummer name her twin daughters? Anna 1, Anna 2. What's big, gray, and doesn't matter? An irrelevant. An irrelevant. Why shouldn't you write with a dull pencil? Again, because it's pointless. Why did the snowman pick through a bag of carrots? Because he was picking his nose. Ugh. Why does Waldo only wear stripes? Because he doesn't want to be spotted. Come on. I witnessed an attempted murder earlier. Yeah. Fortunately, only one crow showed up. A murder of crows, just in case you're wondering. I tried buying camouflage the other day, but I couldn't find any. I love camouflage stuff. I look for camouflage mugs, and I look for camouflage pants, camouflage shirts, camouflage shops. I look for every camouflage possible. I couldn't find any. Let me know if you do. Okay. How many tickles can octopus take? Tentacles. Okay. You know, if it made you laugh, I'm happy. If it didn't, well, you didn't get it. Until next time, this is Kyle signing out, people. This is the vibe also coming to an end. I'll be once again seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place on a Friday. And it's gonna be amazing. Until then, stay safe and stay blessed.